Most people stay average forever, not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, not because the world is rigged against them. They stay average because they choose to. Every single day, with 1,000 small decisions that feel like nothing and add up to everything. You're one of them. Not because you're not capable, because you have been trained, conditioned, programmed to believe that average is safe. That average is normal. That average is enough. Average is not safe. Average is not normal. Average is not enough. Average is the slow death of potential, the quiet surrender of what could have been, the comfortable slide into a life you did not choose but ended up living anyway. Pattern interrupt. Your mediocrity is not an accident. Your mediocrity is a habit, and habits can be broken. Let me show you why most people stay average. The first reason is comfort. Average is comfortable, not because it feels good, because it feels familiar. The familiar job, the familiar complaints, the familiar routine, the familiar ceiling. You know exactly what to expect, and there is a strange peace in knowing, even when what you know is not what you want. The exceptional is unknown. Unknown is uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is scary. So you stay in the familiar cage, and you call a home. But the cage is not your home. The cage is your prison, and the door has been open the whole time. You just stop trying it. Pattern interrupt. Your comfort is not peace. Your comfort is anesthesia, and you have been numb for years. The second reason is fear, not of failure, of success. Failure is easy. Failure is expected. Failure gives you an excuse to stay average. Success demands more. Success requires you to become someone new, to leave behind the person you used to be, to step into a version of yourself you do not yet know. That unknown self is terrifying. What will they expect of you? What will you expect of yourself? What will you have to give up? What will you have to become? You have been hiding from success your whole life, not because you do not want it, because you are afraid of who you would have to be to deserve it. The third reason is the tribe. The people around you do not want you to change, not because they do not love you, because your change would force them to look at their own stillness. Your growth would be a mirror, and mirrors are uncomfortable, so they pull you back, not consciously, with jokes, with skepticism, with a subtle message that you are getting too big for your britches, that you should be grateful for what you have. That dreaming is for children. You have been listening to the tribe, and the tribe has been keeping you average. Napoleon Hill wrote about the mastermind, the power of surrounding yourself with people who share your aspirations. But you have surrounded yourself with people who share your limitations, and you have become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If those 5 people are average, you will be average. Not because you are weak, because the pull of the tribe is stronger than the pull of your own potential. You cannot change the tribe until you change yourself, and you cannot change yourself until you are willing to be alone. Not lonely, alone, in the space between the old you and the new you. The space where there is no applause, no validation, no one telling you that you're doing the right thing. That space is where most people turn back. The loneliness is too much. The uncertainty is too much. The silence is too much. So they return to the tribe, to the familiar, to the average. Pattern interrupt. Your loneliness is not a sign that you are lost. Your loneliness is a sign that you're on the verge of becoming. And most people cannot bear the verge. Here is the hidden truth about average that no one teaches. Average is not a level of achievement. Average is a level of tolerance. You tolerate a job that does not fulfill you. You tolerate relationships that do not challenge you. You tolerate a body that does not energize you. You tolerate a life that does not excite you. You have been tolerating average, not because you cannot have more, because you have never been taught that you deserve more, that you are capable of more. That more is not greedy. More is your birthright. The exceptional person is not exceptional because they have more talent. The exceptional person is exceptional because they have lower tolerance. They do not tolerate mediocrity in their work, in their relationships, in their habits, in themselves. And because they do not tolerate it, they do not stay in it. They move, they change, they grow. Not because it is easy, because the pain of staying average became greater than the pain of becoming exceptional. Your pain is not great enough. Your discomfort is not deep enough. Your life is not bad enough to force you to change. It is just bad enough to keep you complaining. And complaining is not change. Complaining is the language of the average. Napoleon Hill wrote that the starting point of all achievement is desire, not a passing wish. A burning, obsessive, all-consuming desire. The kind that keeps you awake at night. The kind that pulls you out of bed before dawn. The kind that makes the pain of staying the same unbearable. You do not have that desire, not because you cannot, because you have been sedated by comfort, by fear, by the tribe, by the story that average is enough. Average is not enough. Average is the lie you tell yourself, so you do not have to try. Let me tell you about the person who breaks average. They are not special. They are not geniuses. They are not lucky. They are just unwilling to settle. They wake up every day and make a choice. Not the dramatic choice. The small choice. The invisible choice. The choice to do one thing today that the average person will not do. Read one more page. Make one more call. Wake up 1 hour earlier. Stay 1 hour later. Have one difficult conversation. Set one boundary. Take one risk. Try one thing. Fail. Try again. The average person does not do these things. Not because they cannot, because they do not choose to. They choose comfort. They choose fear. They choose the tribe. They choose average. And they call this choosing wisely. But it is not wisdom. It is cowardice dressed in the clothes of practicality. Pattern interrupt. Your practicality is not wisdom. Your practicality is fear wearing a tie. You have been practical your whole life. Practical about your career. Practical about your relationships. Practical about your dreams. And your practicality has delivered exactly what it promised. An average life. Livable. Tolerable. Forgettable. If you want more, you must become less practical. Not reckless. Courageous. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action taken despite fear. Courage is choosing the unknown over the familiar. Courage is saying, I would rather fail at something great than succeed at something small. Most people will not say that. Most people will stay average. Not because they have to, because they choose to. And the choice is invisible, made in the small moments. The moments when the alarm goes off and you decide whether to get up or hit snooze. The moments when an idea arrives and you decide whether to pursue it or dismiss it. The moments when fear whispers and you decide whether to listen or act. You have been making these choices your whole life. And these choices have built the life you are living. If you want a different life, you must make different choices. Not tomorrow. Not when you are ready. Now. The person who breaks average does not wait for the perfect moment. They create the perfect moment by acting. Not because they know what they are doing. Because they know that waiting is the average person's favorite activity. You've been waiting. For permission. For certainty. For the stars to align. The stars will not align. Permission will not come. Certainty will never arrive. The only thing waiting produces is more waiting. Stop waiting. Start acting. Not perfectly. Not heroically. Not with a guarantee of success. With one step. One step in the direction of the person you want to become. That step will be small. That step will be awkward. That step will be judged by the tribe. Take it anyway. The tribe is not living your life. The tribe is not lying awake with your regrets. The tribe will not attend your funeral and say at least he fit in. The tribe does not care about you. The tribe cares about its own comfort. And your growth threatens its comfort. So the tribe will try to pull you back. Let them. You're not going back. You're going forward. Into the unknown. Into the uncomfortable. Into the exceptional. Not because it is guaranteed. Because it is the only direction that leads anywhere but average. Napoleon Hill wrote that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. You have conceived average. You have believed average. And you have achieved average. Not because the formula is wrong. Because you applied it to the wrong target. Conceive more. Believe more. Achieve more. Not because you are greedy. Because you are capable. And capability, and used, is the greatest tragedy. You are capable of more. You know this. You feel this. In the quiet moments when the noise stops and the truth rises. You are not living up to your potential. You are not becoming who you could be. You are settling. And the settling is killing you. Not physically. Spiritually, the slow death of the soul that knows it could fly but chooses to walk. Stop walking, not because you know how to fly, because you know that walking is not enough, and you're tired of pretending that it is. The average person stays average because they never decide to leave. You have decided. You are reading this. That is a decision, not the final decision. The first decision, the decision that says, I am not average. Not because I have achieved something, because I am no longer willing to tolerate it. That decision is the seed. The seed does not look like a tree, but the tree is inside it, and the tree will grow. Not overnight, not without struggle, not without patience, but it will grow because the decision has been made. And the decision is the only thing that separates the average from the exceptional. The average person never decides. They drift. They hope. They wait. You have decided. Not perfectly, not finally, but truly. And the decision is already changing you. Do not go back. Not because the path is clear. Because you have seen the other path. The path of average. The path of comfort. The path of the tribe. And you have decided that it is not for you. You are not average. You never were. You just forgot. Remember now. And walk. Not back. Forward. Into the life that is yours. The one you were born to live. Not the one you settled for. That life is waiting. And it has been waiting for you to stop being average. Stop. Not tomorrow. Now. The decision is made. The seed is planted. The tree is growing. Be the tree. Not because it is easy. Because it is who you are. And you're tired of pretending to be someone else. Stop pretending. Start becoming. Not average. You. The real you. The one who knew, before the world taught you otherwise, that you were meant for more. More is not a destination. More is a direction. And you are already walking. Keep walking. Not because you know where you are going. Because you know where you're not going back to. Average. You are done with average. Not because you have arrived. Because you have finally decided to leave. Leave. Not tomorrow. Now. The average person stays. You are not average. Walk.